chance you have no chance. If you had a chance, you need to run lickety split. But you can't run because you're the badass. Well, Ric Flair, you know what? I'm not a normal looking athlete myself. You know what I'm talking about? I've been in the DMs alive. It's a privilege and an honor to walk out with Ole Anderson, Lex Luger, and the Army tomorrow night.
I am not a happy camper. What is Bully Ray's motivation? You know I know he loves sugar. But I check my pocket. I don't have no donuts. I don't have no cheeseburger. I know you love sugar, but I ain't got none.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here in Nashville, Tennessee, pal. I'm the man.
Look at a match for the total package like Luger and Super Brawl. Super Saturday? What is it? I don't know what it's called. What is it called?
Super Brawl Saturday.
Super Brawl Saturday?
You don't lose faith in winners. And Ric Flair, day in and day out, every day of his life, just keeps winning and winning and winning.
Ric Flair! New York City, Ric Flair! You're gonna find out what hard is all about! I do exactly what I want to do. You say I'm insane. I say thank you very much.
Make a good lucha thing.
I hate God!
Hit the deck! Yes! We love you, Scott Steiner!
Today, woo, I've got the star and profile like never before.
You guys talk about being students of the game. I am the game, JR.
Right. Hello, what is going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing all right out there. It is Wednesday night, and that means your dirt sheet dudes are here. And what is going on? I am Boxman. Hope everybody's doing good. I already said that. And got the boys joining me. What is going on there, Smarkety Smark?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I've been perusing the dork sheet, so I'm ready to do this.
Yeah, I know. It happens. Eric, what's going on with you, sir?
Not much. How about yourself, guys? Glad to be back.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Glad to be doing this tonight. Man, been a long day. A long one.
I hear that.
I didn't fucking barely. Only time I sat was to sit on a goddamn forklift. I unloaded a fucking nightmare amount of trucks today. I went through a roll of 1,250 goddamn labels. I don't know how you go through a whole roll in a day, but I did it.
Wow.
Meanwhile, here, you guys want to hear something that made me really laugh today? I'm sitting there, and I'm, unloading a truck. And I noticed it was a little creaky, and you could see a little bit of daylight through some of the floor. Well, finally, I get to like 3/4 down in the truck, and I look down, and I'm like, "Is that what I think it is?" This guy had taken a saw blade, a big circular saw blade, and put it down on his floor as a kind of to mend where the floor had a hole in it.
Damn.
I mean, tell me you're from Texas without telling me you're from Texas. A fucking saw blade as a piece of steel on the floor. Meanwhile, I drove over it. It worked fine. But a saw blade. Yeah. And it
That's
wasn't
crazy.
and it wasn't the only one in the truck. I'll tell you that now. There was a couple on the other side too. So yeah, that's what it's the fun stuff you get driving in trucks, man. It's some of them literally sound like haunted houses. It gets a little scary in some of those trucks. I'll be honest. You feel like you're gonna fall through some of them when you're in there on an 8,700-pound forklift. You just feel like you're gonna go through. But of course, I'm fine. Obviously, just a long day. But that's enough of me bitching. Anything else happened fun in any of your lives today? Nothing? No.
No, just work.
Just work.
I can't say that I've ever taken on a forklift before. So
No. Ever driven a forklift before? Never.
I have not actually. I've operated a few pallet jacks, but that's not nearly as fun or exciting or dangerous.
No. Well, no, not really though. You're right. Although I've seen some pretty crazy stuff with pallet jacks. Matter of fact, about 3 weeks ago, a guy, truck driver for I think it was Estes, got his unloaded his truck, went to pull away, left his door open. Pallet jack went rolling right out of his truck. Right out of the back of the truck, slams down on the ground. I'm laughing, which I probably shouldn't have been, but I'm laughing at the guy, and I still went and helped him pick it up, but I couldn't help but laugh. It was an awful sound too when that thing hit the ground. Ugh. I mean, I don't know. Pallet jack pissed me off. They can lift 5,500 pounds, but the smallest splinter on the floor will stop you in your tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pallet jacks, man. Fuck those things too. Prefer a forklift, but that's just. I honestly was driving a forklift and a tractor before I was driving a car.
Wow.
Yeah, I was driving a forklift at 14 years old when I was working for my dad. So I drove forklifts and tractors before I ever even touched a car.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, which is probably why I kind of knew how to drive a 5-speed from the tractor, because we had a big old 5-speed Kubota tractor. It's probably why I knew how to drive a 5-speed as soon as I jumped in one. So I don't know.
You need to be certified for forklift?
Mm-hmm.
No. Yes and no.
No?
If you're
Well, when you do things legally.
Well, first of all, it depends on how many employees you have on forklifts. Number one. This is in Texas. Number two, it depends on if your company mandates you to be certified. Some do, some don't. My company doesn't give a fuck. I've never had a forklift license. Ever.
Well, if your dad was using you as child labor at like 14, then yeah, probably forklift certification wasn't a high priority.
Who the fuck said he was paying me?
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's true. I guess technically, yeah, you have to be paid in order to be extorted. Yeah, well, that's an interesting loophole.
Yeah, he wasn't paying me. Meanwhile, I was helping out. I was having a blast doing it. But we'd be there till all hours of the night because my dad also did assembly work. And we'd be there gluing foam to corrugated pads for an electronics company. But I've got a scar. I don't know if you can see the scar over here on my face. Ever? You can see it?
No. I mean, there's a little discolorment from like the rest of your face, but
Well, yeah, it almost looks like a smallpox scar.
yeah, okay.
But I fell asleep on a glue gun. A hot glue gun.
Ooh.
Oh, the glue. I had to wait for it to dry and then rip it off. And I didn't want to do it because I knew it was going to take skin. And goddamn if it didn't.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was before I knew about the old vitamin E tricks. But anyway, we're not here to talk about my work ventures.
Home ec disasters.
I could tell crazy stories about work all night. I swear to God, I could. You have no idea what we've done at my workplace over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's been. I had some fun back in the Florida days, but we'll just leave that alone. We'll leave all that. That'll be a whole another show maybe one day. Who knows? I guess we should jump into plugs and we can. What was that?
Ask Boxman questions.
There you
We should have
go.
a show. Ask Boxman.
Yeah, that might work one day. Who knows? We'll see. But I guess we can jump into plugs. Then we can get into wrestling. We don't have a ton to talk about. I got to be honest. I did not see all of the NXT War Games.
I didn't see any of it.
All
I have
right.
to go back and
Well,
watch.
let's just skip that. Obviously, I missed Raw. I did see AEW. Did see AEW tonight. So we got plenty to talk about, though. We got the Jeff Hardy thing to get into, and we got plenty more to get into. And we've got some audio to play. I've even got more Scott Steiner audio.
Nice.
Uh-huh. TikTok.
You guys can talk about the NXT. I don't care. I don't care if you spoil it for me.
Nah.
I already know what
Nah.
kind of happened.
We're plenty of time away from that. They've heard everything they need to. It's fine. I'm not worried about it. I mean, we'll get into a little bit of the Johnny Gargano stuff, obviously, and the, a little bit of stuff we'll get into of it, but we don't need to do that right now. Yeah, like I said, let's knock plugs out of the way. That means I put the music up a little bit. We play that bad boy. And Eric, go ahead and kick it off, brah.
Listen to Everything Unscripted podcast on blogtalkradio.com/Everything Unscripted podcast. This Friday night on Unscripted Wrestling, on the Unscripted Wrestling show, we're doing Mick Foley, their respective top 10 moments and matches from him. Polls are up in several groups on Facebook. Old school, 70s, 80s, and 90s, real wrestling fans, Solomon, all that good stuff. And you guys go out and vote. And then this Saturday, we're doing Unscripted Unlimited. We're doing our top 10 favorite UFC fighters of all time. Me, Daniel, and Doug. And then Sunday for Mindy and Daniel for Scaredy Cat.
Nice.
And the NFL Hard Hits either Tuesday or Wednesday with me and Clinton.
All right. Packed schedule over there. Hope y'all can remember that. If you can't, rewind. Hit that 15-second rewind.
We'll be taking a 2-week break after, probably after this week. I think it's 2 weeks. We'll be on a 2-week break.
Oh, you're going to do Christmas and New Year's? Nice. Good idea.
Yeah. Daniel's going away, so.
Little vacay. Very nice. So
Exactly.
right. That'll lead us into the high marks, of course. That's Cheese Man, it's Mojo, it's G Wiz. It is so much fun to listen to. You should already be doing it. That's right. And you can catch them on Mixler.com/Metal Mitt Network. That's right, 2 T's and Mitt. And of course, that's Sundays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So check them out. And, of course, go subscribe to Bobby Anthem, Bobby Blades. They're the Inhumans on the Inhuman Experience. You never know when something's going to pop up on there, so definitely get subscribed. Stay subscribed and be a happier person for it. And, of course, we got Stephen Milan. He is sharing the show. He's on Letterboxd, BOXD.com/Stephen Milan, 2 L's in Milan. He's sharing the show, and it is greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you, sir. And don't forget Hollywood Hangout, Mixer.com/Hollywood-Hangout. I'm kind of up in the air for this Saturday. I'm going to be here with just my daughter probably. So I might not be able to do a show. I might. I'm kind of up in the air. If she's sleeping, I could do a show. If she's awake, it's going to be tough.
What are you planning?
It's going to be tough. So I don't know. Stay tuned. That's what I'm saying. So, all right, Smart.
Well, you know who always neglects their family for shows is Cheese Man. So you want to join us for Mondays, 8:30 p.m. on the Metal Mid Podcast Network for Cheese on Sports with Cheese Man, G Wiz, Luke Burge, myself, as well as Matt, Cheese's brother. Cheese made fun of me the other day for always admitting him from the plug. So there it is. Sundays, 2:30 p.m. on the Metal Mid Podcast Network. It is Mo Dirk City Machine Guns with Mojo and with Dirt. And last but never least, be sure to check out our friends at Planet Raconteur. It's a Planet Raconteur podcast with Bobby Anthem, Papa Dave Sincere, and Yuck Nasty. All 16 episodes of Season 1 are available, as well as Season 2, which is underway, so be sure to subscribe.
All right. There we go. All right. We knock that bad boy out. We can turn that music down. We can hit that pause button. And we can get into some news before we get into AEW. And you know what? For once, we're going to start out with damn good news. I mean, really good news for once. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start out with some damn good news. We had mentioned a while ago about Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He was in the hospital, I think it was just a few weeks ago, actually. And, well, he had prostate cancer for a little while there. And now he is already doing better. Basically, you know what?
Awesome.
I didn't realize I could play this. He's got a little thing here from Twitter. Give me 1 sec. Let me pull this up on this top computer real quick, and we'll play his message to everyone. Go to news, go to Wednesday, go right to here. Yeah, give me a few seconds here, guys, and I'll get this popped up. So here we go. That is up. And I just got to wait for the Twitter thing to pop up, and then we can get rolling from there. Play his little message. Let me turn the volume up on the computer. And here, not yet. Here, no. Almost. It's moving. It's loading. I feel like I'm loading a nudie picture from fucking 1999.
There you go.
Oh, there. Oh.
Get some South Park pictures of wrestlers.
All right, here we go.
You playing a fucking
Hi,
wave
everybody.
file of the
Just wanna
NWO
share-
Wolfpack theme?
Oh, there you go. All right, here we go. I got it. You ready?
Hi, everybody. I just want to share everybody the great news I just received that my cancer was all encapsulated inside my prostate. They checked my bones. That came out clear. The surrounding tissue came out clear. The lymph nodes came out clear. So thank God I'm cancer free. You know, this is my second bout with cancer. 20 years ago, I had kidney cancer. Now prostate cancer. Folks, remember, early detection saves lives. And Merry, Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho!
Well, that's fucking awesome to hear. I mean, that really is, man. I love hearing that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because they said he wasn't doing so well for a while there, and great to hear him make a comeback. And obviously, I mean, he looks. If you watch this little Twitter video here, he looks great. He doesn't look amazing, but he looks damn good for a guy who just had cancer, and thank God he beat cancer twice now. Twice beat cancer. Don't fuck with Hacksaw cancer. That's what I say.
And hopefully Jim Ross fights it too.
Yeah, hopefully JR. JR actually said he is doing better. We'll be back on that 29th show. So he hasn't beat
Yeah, I
it
think
yet.
they said he's up to procedure number 8, so he's coming along.
Yeah, 8 out of like 22. Oh my God. That would be like, oh my God. I'm still in the teens here. That'd be awful. I couldn't even imagine going through that, but damn good right here, because prostate cancer is one, like he said though, early detection is definitely key, and prostate cancer can be something that it's either going to be gone or it's already spread through your body quickly. So glad they got it. Glad it was encapsulated, as he said, right, just all up in his prostate.
I felt so immature because I was trying my best to like stifle a laugh. It was like, it was all in my ass. Everything was okay. Like, all right, well, good, I guess. Glad that you're feeling better. That's the key point there. But I was not ready to hear the word encapsulated.
They got it. That's all that matters. He's doing better. Like he said, the bones came out clear, lymph nodes, surrounding tissue. He is doing great and cancer free. That's some good news to start the show with off right there, I think. That's what I think. That's what I think. So anyway, that's what we were going to start the show with, and we did. So since I was telling stories, you guys want to hear another story?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, this one would
I feel like we're just all like sitting around a chair. You have like a big like rocking chair. You're smoking a pipe. You got like a robe on. You're like, all right, kids, gather around. Old Uncle Bob's got a story for you.
Here, if it'll make you feel better, I'll take a hit off the bowl. Here.
Hey, yeah, that always helps.
Maybe the wife will come in with a shot in a few minutes. Who knows? There you go. Take a couple hits off the bowl there. All right. I got a story for y'all. Want to hear it? Here it go. So I guess Freddie Prinze Jr. now has a podcast because who doesn't? Really, who doesn't at this point? I'm surprised when people say they don't have a podcast. I'm like, really? Who the fuck are you? Okay. So I guess Freddie Prinze Jr. has a podcast. Obviously, he is a former writer for WWE. Yes, the actor that plays Freddy for the Scooby-Doo movies. That's also him, and he's been in a bunch of other stuff too. But he told a story about a promo class. This is great. I'm not sure, he didn't say when it was, but this is from promo class. It's a little long, but I'm going to go ahead and, I'm not reading the whole thing. I'm just going to read the up to where, don't worry, I'm going to go from here. Okay, Freddie Prinze Jr. says he's telling his, I don't know who his co-host is, but anyway, he's talking about a production meeting that led into a promo class. He said, I sit down, and every single professional wrestler employed by WWE on the roster is in the production meeting, he said. All of the writers and agents are in the very back. Vince is sitting in the front of the room behind a table with protein bars and energy drinks. We've heard about the protein bars. Bruce Pritchard has made many jokes about the protein bars. Anyway, he gets up, starts talking about what he's wanting, what they're lacking, and what he's not seeing from them. He literally says the words, "You have to give me a little razzle-dazzle." The writer to my left, who's a younger guy, whispers, "What the hell does razzle-dazzle mean?" I know none of the wrestlers really know because he said it's like vaudeville. He made this comparison when he said to me, "We give them some comedy. We give them some music. We give them some suspense. It's vaudeville, Freddie. It's vaudeville." Okay. So this is where Vince's mind is. We have razzle-dazzle and vaudeville.
Yeah, that explains the name Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin, I suppose.
I'm still wondering why they got rid of the vaudevillains at this point, to be honest with you. If he really...
That was actually working. That was a decent gimmick.
It was a decent gimmick, and it was getting over. Right when they decided to break those two guys up, it was getting over. But, I mean, if he thinks it's vaudeville, you had the gimmick, bro. I mean, you fucked it up, dude. Anyway, he continues. He says, Vince in the meeting said, "Now you're going to show me what you've got. Let me get some volunteers." A few people put their hands up. Sheamus gets up and walks to the front, takes initiative. He doesn't wait for someone to say yes. He takes initiative, and Vince likes that. That's an alpha move. Wade Barrett gets up, same thing. We have an Englishman and an Irishman. This should be a really easy promo for these guys to cut, Vince said. "I'm going to give you a premise. You're a dog, and you're a dog. Now make me want to watch you fight." Prince says, "My heart stops, and I'm not even the one doing it. You can feel the panic. Everyone got tight. There was so much tension. You could see sweat beads all over Wade Barrett's forehead. Sheamus, stone quiet. He doesn't move. He looks like one of the English soldiers outside the palace. He said they're frozen. 30 seconds go by, not a sound. 45 go by, nothing. I'm dying," Freddie says. "I want to jump up and say, stop. It's like watching a murder." A minute goes by. Sheamus says by accident out loud, "I think I'm having an out-of-body experience." And no one laughs because they can't, because they can't believe it just came out of his mouth. Wade takes the first step. He growls. As soon as he growls, Vince gets up and yells, "Not an actual fucking dog, son of a bitch." And he storms out of the room. He came back and says, "Let's try again. Sheamus is going to be the babyface dog." And he starts talking. He said, "I'm a good old dog. I'm loyal." And Vince said, "Just forget the whole damn thing." Storms off. Promo class is canceled. Holy fuck. A dog. First of all, he wants razzle dazzle, which that's great, right, in its own. I mean, and vaudeville, which, I mean, let's face it. I mean, how many people in that roster really still know what vaudeville is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know.
Exactly. I mean, I do. I'm old. Not that old, but old enough to know what vaudeville is. So
Somebody comes back backstage dressed up like the fucking WB frog. Like, this is what you wanted, motherfucker.
there you
Playing
go.
ball.
There you go. But I love this.
I would have loved if somebody just cut a promo about like somebody trying to sniff their ass and how they're going to pay, they're going to get it back for it. Like, you pissed on my tree for the last time, motherfucker. It's just because it's like 4-minute long, this abstract promo using dog metaphors. But what's crazy about this, though, is like this happened at somebody's place of employment.
Yeah.
Like, these guys were employees to a business.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that's what people don't truly appreciate about this. This was somebody's boss, a boss of a multi-million, if not a billion-dollar company, telling them to act like dogs and then being mad when they acted like dogs.
Paid to be there, number one, and the most adorable part of the story is that Sheamus was going to be the babyface dog.
Wow.
But I really think that if they talked about sniffing ass, Vince might have enjoyed that. That's Vince's humor.
Yes.
It really is.
See, he threw him a softball and just threw him right down the middle. You talk about sniffing ass for a couple minutes and, throwing some pooping in the yard or whatever, and you got yourself, you're a fucking world champion the next day.
Oh, if he had said pissing in the yard, talk about the yard more. Yeah, yard. Oh, I don't know. I just figured we'd start with a nice little story. And first of all,
I got another one in
Oh.
relation to another thing that Freddie Prinze Jr. said.
Okay.
Freddie Prinze Jr. on his first day writing for WWE, Michael Hayes said, "So are you ready to work on some storylines that are going to get cut every week or not?" Which is like, imagine, it's just like there's no bullshit, there's no pretenses. It's just like, kid, are you ready for you're welcome to the first day of your job. You're gonna hate it here. And then he presses a button on a boombox, bad street plays, and he saunters off.
Well, and I mean, this is Freddie Prinze Jr.'s. I mean, this was his second run with the company. You know that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this was run number 2. I don't think he's going back again.
No.
That's probably why he got a podcast and is now telling these stories. Meanwhile, I kind of want to hear some of these. I don't know how long he's going to be talking WWE stories, but might want to hear some of these as now I'm thinking about it.
He as if you do, a good example of that would be, it's from a while back. I think it's about a year or two old at this point, but he was a guest on the New Day podcast, so they talked about his time there. And he had some kind of good stories there too. So it's gonna be a fucking crazy place to work. I would have, unfortunately, we're never gonna get that opportunity, but I would have given anything just to hear like an extensive report on like Patrice O'Neal's experience there.
Well, he's talked about it on Opie and Anthony before. He said it didn't last long. It was only a few days. It was not long at all. It was actually only, I think it was a couple of weeks, to be honest with you. He basically said that none of his storylines made it to TV, none of that at all. He was riding in a golf cart with Stephanie one day, and she looked at him and went, "You know you're fired, right?" And he went, "Yeah, I do." And that was it. So there you go. There's the story. What else would you like to hear?
Well, yeah, I'll have to think about some requests and get back to you later.
All right. There you go. Eric, anything you'd like to hear by any chance? You put in a request?
No, if I do, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll
Thank you.
think about it.
All right. There you go.
Are you familiar with the song "Still Inside You"? Is this like a piano bar? We taking requests?
No.
Well.
I do like piano bars, though. I do like piano bars. Dueling piano bars, of course. Those are fun. You ever been to one of those? The dueling piano bars?
I have never been any place fancy enough to merit a piano bar. I will admit that.
Those places are cool, man. They're fun. They're old school fun. They're still telling dirty jokes in those places. We have one, not close to us anymore. Used to be close to us. That's where my wife went for her bachelorette party. Mm-hmm. That was the same night me and Anthony were talking about the movie The Chase. And the last 45 minutes took us 10 minutes to go through. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, it was a good night. Good night. But, all right. Smark, you got a few things. I honestly do not have a ton more. So news is going to be quick. This might actually be a nice quick show, which I wouldn't mind getting some fucking sleep. So, Smart.
It's a truncated version. I'm gonna save one story for last from me, at least, because I feel like it's sort of a highlight of the day.
Ooh.
One of the big news stories of the day. But hey, one thing you can always rely on during a slow news cycle is that Raw is going to be terrible. So Brandon Thurston put out a tweet today that says Raw Monday on USA Network averaged 1,500 essentially. We can round it up because it's 1,599, so 1,600 total viewers. 18 to 49 is a 0.35, which averages out to 462,000 viewers, or it's 1 million.
1.599 million. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Anyways, so the point of the story is that it's the lowest 18 to 49 Raw on record. Mm-hmm. So once again, striving for greatness, another new low in Raw ratings, which will probably be the case in like 2 or 3 weeks anyway, too. So, you know.
Yeah. Their demo for a long time has not been 18 to 49. It's just not. It's mostly, they don't get it. They need to, their own statistics, this was a couple of years ago, showed that their main audience was like 55 to like 65 or 50 to 65. So, I mean, I know you can't cater to the old people. Get Vince out there more. That'll help a lot. But you also, kids don't stay up this late.
No.
Some, I mean, you know, some kids are just sitting there eating fucking candy and getting sugared up and then, you know, going to bed at midnight. But most kids don't. Most kids go have a, you know, nice early bedtime. My kids go to bed at 8:30 on school nights.
Actually, the sadly funny thing that you mentioned was like, yeah, bring Vince back out there, get some better ratings. Unfortunately, when they were coming off of the Survivor Series with the stupid fucking Fabergé egg that got stolen, and they did a whole Raw based on Vince trying to find the golden egg that actually did good ratings. So, unfortunately, it's not good television, theoretically speaking, or at least in terms of what I view to be good wrestling and good television, but it does pop ratings somehow, some way.
Or was someone going, dude, you have to check this out. There's a fucking egg on Raw. And people were like,
I don't think they mind that, though.
I'll check it out for a little while. I know.
I mean, they just got done having a battle royal where people were eating pieces of pizza during it. So it's like they don't really give much of a shit. Well, it's weird, though, because their whole initiative right now, and that'll change in a couple months, but it's like, okay, you can't have anybody in the performance center that's like under 30 and they're trying to get all these newer people and all these younger people, but then the average age of their viewers are like into their mid 50s to sometimes early 60s. So it's just like like you're trying to get younger for a fan base that is primarily older people that are already familiar with the guys that you already have and would appreciate older talent theoretically. So it's like I don't understand. You're clashing against your viewership with it.
Yep, just letting the rum go down the esophagus here for a second.
I guess since we're here at the moment anyway, and it's almost that time, are you a peppermint schnapps person by any chance?
I'll drink it. I'll regret it because I don't like peppermint at all.
Oh, you're missing out.
But
well, I guess you're not because you still drink it.
But. Well, Listen, if you're at the bar, you know you got stinky breath, and you find someone, it's a good thing to take a shot. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like mouthwash.
The one thing I enjoy that they have around this year, they always have around this time this year or every year. I don't know if they're doing it this year or not. I haven't been out to the store yet, but Smirnoff has peppermint vodka, and it's a scratch and sniff bottle, and it really smells like peppermint. So you scratch the bottle, it smells like peppermint, tastes like peppermint. It's nice and good for you.
No.
So they make you
Wow.
here sniff our bottle. Here, everyone pick this up. Now it's your turn to sniff it with your nose.
Okay, yeah, I guess, in light of COVID and everything, that's less of an appealing option. But I was an adapter of it a couple of years ago, so I didn't necessarily run it through today's prism.
Understood, sir. I get it. Yeah,
Yeah, as soon as you said, wait a minute, let me understand this, I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't think about the fact that there's a bunch of other like me, gross alcoholics rummaging around the liquor store at like fucking 2:30 on a Tuesday, just sniffing this bottle and contaminating it for everyone else. That didn't track for me.
Or even without COVID, just a bunch of dirty people going. I mean, people's hands are dirty. I don't care how clean you think you are. Your hands are dirty, and you go in and a bunch of people pick that bottle up and just put your nose right up to it. Give it a little scratchy scratch and put your nose right up to that bad boy. Go for it. Go ahead. I'll pass.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pass.
And it's like Christopher Kane saying in the chat, to go back to what we were talking about a little bit, he was saying wrestling needs to attract younger viewers in general, which I do agree with, but it's like, how do you do that right now? It's a major question, because it's like, I feel like when wrestling's at its best, it's reflecting society mainly, because it's like, you look at the Attitude Era and stuff like that. Television as a whole was a lot more, groundbreaking at the time, envelope pushing, edgy, however you want it, whatever adjective you want to use for it. So it's like, what do you do in today's today's society? How do you mirror that into wrestling without doing gimmicks that are just sort of in poor taste or whatever?
Well, all right. First of all, Christopher Kane brings up a good point. GCW has a much younger fan base, and they do. Deathmatch wrestling, you're not going to get a lot of old dudes that like deathmatch wrestling enough to go. Put it that way. You're just not. I mean, I like it. I'm probably not ever going to go. Maybe. Doubt it. But there's that. And there's just the fact that you can't do it right now. Because no matter what you do, if you try to get edgy, you're going to... Oh, Christopher Kane's 44. There you go. I thought you were younger. I'm sorry. Excuse me for thinking you were younger.
It does seem younger, for sure.
So... I should have realized it when me and him think the same way about Cody sucking his own dick.
Sometimes that's universal.
That is, you're right. That's in all age groups. If you didn't get by the reaction tonight.
But yeah, I mean, he's not wrong though, because I like GCW. I'm 31 at this point, but I do see a lot of people who are in their 30s or 40s, sometimes a little bit older.
Yeah, Eric, do you watch any GCW on Fightful or anything?
No. Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, they have a YouTube channel. They upload matches and stuff sometimes.
Yeah, they pop up certain matches.
I'll check
and
it
stuff.
out.
Yeah,
it's probably some matches that I like.
Oh, I'm sure there would be.
They do some hardcore, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's Nick Gage's promotion, basically. I mean, not his promotion, but it's kind of his. I don't know how to put that.
Well, it's his home promotion.
Definitely.
So, I mean, he doesn't own it, but he is
right.
The star of GCW.
Yeah.
Who owns CZW? I thought he was part of CZW too.
He was.
I think DJ Hyde still owns CZW. That it's Brett Lauderdale that runs GCW.
Yeah. CZW. Yes, DJ Hyde does still own it, which is why it doesn't do well. But what? What?
By the way, I did. Speaking of GCW, I watched. They did a weekend of shows this weekend. I watched the So Alive show. It was pretty interesting. There's a couple of good matches, but I think you would appreciate this box. A titty fell out.
Ooh, whose?
Ellie Catch. Ellie Cat is what she used to go by.
Oh.
But she was wrestling Thunder Rosa. She got her in a headlock. She like rolled out of the headlock. Or she kept trying to escape the headlock. She ended up rolling out of the ring, and they cut to her like they're on the floor. Thunder Rosa still has the headlock locked in, and you see it's like it reminded me of that Half Baked, where like they're fighting and like one of the ladies' boobs falls out, and then just everybody stops. So that made me laugh because it was funny because it was like this big sort of showcase match for her because they brought in Thunder Rosa and they were making a big deal about it. And they had a really good match, but it just made me laugh because it's like right in the middle of the match, just you get the titty popped out. So, yeah, I mean, you pretty much get everything you want if you're a male fan or into women if you're not a male fan.
Right. Whatever kind of fan you are. So, all right. But anyway, back to the point, which was how you do that right now. You can't. Unless you do like the really edgy stuff, which I'm sorry, Attitude Era had more younger fans. It did. It really did. That rebellious type of TV is what was gaining young fans back then. Let's face it, most of your rebellious types are your teenagers, your 20-somethings, your early 20s and stuff like that. If that's where you want to go, you're going to have to do that again. But you can't do that again because everyone's offended by this. This side's offended by that. The middle's offended by this. The right's offended by that. The left's offended by this. The middle's offended. Everyone's offended by everything. You can't fucking win, no matter what side you're on. No matter
Soft society.
Yeah, you just can't win. There's no winning anymore. I just don't think you can really turn my phone on vibrate. I just don't think you can I mean, AEW is doing the best they can and being as edgy as they can. I mean, they let a shit out every now and then. You get a little blood every now and then. That's about as edgy as you can get. I mean,
besides, I think even outside of that, though, like just the way that people consume, the way younger people at least consume media is different. There's more people spend more time, on TikTok or on Twitter or watching YouTube videos or whatever than they do watching television, obviously, and even, some of the streaming services. So unless for a while we had talked about Lucha Underground was on Netflix, and I thought that was going to be big. Because I think, getting a wrestling company on Netflix, I thought it was going to do really good for them. But then ultimately that proved to not be true. But it's just nowadays, the way that people consume their media is just there's so many choices and it's so easy to get like just sort of a very kind of narrow vacuum of, what it is that you watch or consume or whatever. It's hard to sort of break through that barrier and get to more people.
Well, and I guess that can just kind of bring us sort of into the next story and keep us going with this one a little bit, which is about WWE stopping to sell DVDs and Blu-rays. As of, it's going to start January 2022, which is not far away. Right now, this Survivor Series that just happened is going to be the final DVD. This will affect Australia, Canadian physical media also. So it's not just the U.S. But, even they're stopping because let's face it, man, no one is buying DVD. I mean, people are. Let me not say no one. It's rare. I mean, I own a ton of the older stuff, but that's before you could just jump online and look for it and get it. And I hate to say download it, but download it or go on YouTube. Or there's so many ways now you can watch it or go on the fucking network. Peacock, excuse me.
Yeah.
There's just so many ways you can get things now that, I mean, I don't have one DVD player hooked up in my house right now. I haven't in a long time. I stream.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like the last WWE or even just the last wrestling DVD I think I got was when they had that CM Punk DVD come out. When he was still in WWE, I bought that, the Blu-ray version of that when that came out, because it was a documentary and then it had the matches. But that was nigh on about 10 years ago.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I've got a ton of I own a bunch of the old ones. I own the the After Raw series. I have that one. I have that on DVD. I have the DVD of the Rise and Fall of ECW.
Yep.
I've got
WCW.
I don't have the WCW one, but I have the.
Okay.
I own the Four Horsemen one. I own the Road Warriors one. I own a bunch of them. It's just that's how far those were a ways back, and that's about how far back I remember buying them. You just don't do it anymore. You don't need to. You just don't need to. You want to see Survivor Series? You go on the fucking network. Make them pay $9.99 and join your network rather than have them do this. I get why they're doing it. This is fucking. I mean, most people don't even have fucking cable anymore. I don't have cable. It's just too expensive.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. I got 3 kids. That's like having that's 3 cables. Fuck that.
It's weird because I have a paradox with that because I like owning physical media, but I also don't like having a lot of space being taken up by things that I very rarely use. So I don't get DVDs because if I'm lucky, I'm going to watch it once, maybe every couple of years. So it's like there's no real point. It's going to spend more time taking up space and being cumbersome than it is actually being used.
Yeah. I mean, I had a huge VHS collection, which I then turned into a DVD collection, and DVDs were smaller, so I was able to build on that. Eventually, I started selling my DVDs like in lots on eBay. Like, okay, these are all movies with John Candy in it. These are all movies with, Bill Murray in it. I started selling them in lots on eBay and just ripping them to my computer. I have them all digitally now.
Yeah.
Just rip them before I sell them. I got them. They were mine. I'm allowed to do that, aren't I?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
You're allowed to do anything as long as you don't get caught.
That's kind of the way it goes. But I mean, that's just what I did. I still have a few. I mean, I even still have a few VHS. There were things I couldn't find on DVD, and I still have a Gallagher VHS. Really, I do. I have a Gallagher one. I have 2 Sam Kinison ones. I have a Bruce Lee box set that I got that I still have on VHS. I still have some VHS that I could not part with. And I think I have I have 65 to 70 DVDs left, and that's about it. But I have hundreds.
Yeah, I have a handful of DVDs, but I didn't have that many to begin with, so.
Oh, I had hundreds, like 400 or 500. I had a lot. Yeah, because I didn't go to the movies. I just bought movies. So, but yeah, I mean, this people are like freaking out about. Oh my God, I have to own it. Well, you can digitally. You still own it.
Right. Yeah, it does. I mean, I can kind of understand that complaint a little bit because it does feel different to have it as a piece of media digitally versus actually having a physical copy. And I mean, I guess if you want to try to meet in the middle there, you could always just buy a flash drive or whatever, buy an external hard drive and fucking put it all on there, so you still own something physically that has all this stuff.
Oh, burn a copy.
I can understand that gripe a little bit.
Yeah, burn a copy, make your own cover, and shut up.
Oh shit! I told the story before a little bit, but I was at an indie show. It was part of a music festival that we have downtown here. But there was an indie show that was running in conjunction with that, and there was the guy. I don't know if some people know him, some people don't, but the Nature Boy Paul Lee, which is exactly what you think it is. It is a guy who pretends to be Ric Flair, but is not Ric Flair. He had his own merch table. Mm-hmm. And when I say he had his merch table, I mean that he had a bunch of burned DVDs that he fucking wrote in Sharpie the covers and the box art for, that he clearly just burned old WWF shows or WWE shows onto DVDs and we're selling them for like $15 a pop. And I was like, God bless this guy. I am now a fan. I don't care how he wrestles. I just appreciate that hustle.
That's called bootlegging, sir.
Because there's no way, that's not even like remotely legal, but he is still fucking getting it done.
Yeah, that's called bootlegging.
Exactly.
Can't do that, but yeah,
It's awesome.
I respect the hustle, sir. I do. I'm surprised he hasn't been shut down. He might have been by now.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, there you go. Now, Smark, we were kind of mentioning GCW a little bit there, and it looks like you've got a little bit of. I hope that wasn't your ruined. I hope I didn't ruin your last story.
Oh, no worries. So let's see. Let me go ahead and pull that up here. But yeah, they had a show this weekend, or they had a weekend of shows. That was pretty good. I watched them. It was a big wrestling weekend this week too, because they had Triple Mania. I checked that out. That was pretty cool because they had the show in a baseball stadium. It was a Mexican baseball stadium. So like It was this big open area, and they had like a flyover, and they had like color guard and all this shit. So it felt like an actual sporting event. Wow. It's kind of wild. So that was a good show. But anyways, in terms of GCW, they just put out an announcement on Twitter today that they're for an update on their Detroit show, Friday, January 14th. It's going to be the GCW debut. I'm assuming not in a wrestling capacity, but the GCW debut of one Kevin Nash. So that would be interesting. It's going to be, it's like I said, it's the January 14th show in Detroit at 7 p.m. He's going to be involved. So more than likely he'll have some kind of an opportunity to talk on the microphone, do a promo, get involved somehow in that regard, and that would be pretty fucking entertaining. Because they've been doing a little bit of that with like just some of the older people. When they had the last match that they had between Moxley and Gage, they had a death match, and they had Foley do commentary on it. So that was pretty cool because he would like getting the perspective of Mick Foley on deathmatch wrestling, and that was cool. So Nash is going to be involved in that, and it's all leading up to. They got a show later on in January. They're going to be doing from the Hammerstein Ballroom that they sold out. So this big month for them. The next, actually, even more than a month. This through December and through January, it's gonna be pretty big for them. So
nice, real nice, man, real nice. Jesus, Rhino Shelley, is that Alex Shelley?
Yeah, he's been doing really good actually over there, Alex Shelley. And they used Rhino a little bit too earlier this year. He obviously being in Detroit, a hometown crowd, he got a pretty good pop. So they're doing a good job of like integrating local talent. They used I can't remember his name, but he was in NXT for a minute, won the North American belt, the small lad, but they used him. He got a pretty good pop too.
Leo, that guy?
Yeah, Leon Ruff.
Leon Ruff. There you go. I'm like, Leo, no, not Leo Rush. Leon Ruff. That's the one. There you go. I knew who you were talking about. There you go. I knew. So there you go. More GCW news. Who didn't? Come on. We needed it. All right. So let's see here. Okay. I got something. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Sure.
So it was all over the news over the weekend. I'm not sure. It was all over my news. Maybe not yours, but mine, that Jake Paul was supposed to fight Tommy Fury in a couple of weeks, or a few weeks. I think like a week, 2.5 weeks or something like that. And Tommy Fury pulled out of the fight. So who does that? Now I know you're like, why in the world are you mentioning this? Well,
Box, what does this have to do with Effie?
Exactly.
Oh wait, no, that's different.
It's a whole different show, dude. We are just done and gone, man. Well, one Anthony Ogogo went ahead and put his name out there and was like, hell, I'll do it. So, again, he was originally going to fight him on December 18th. However, the fight was called off because Fury had contracted a non-COVID illness. Well, Anthony Ogogo decided to go ahead and tweet at Jake Paul, you shitbag. I've seen one British TV star / sporting heartthrob has pulled out. This TV star / sporting heartthrob will happily take his place on 12 days' notice. I haven't had a pair of gloves on in 3 years, but I'll still spank you like the bitch you are. Fight me. I don't think he'd get cleared with that eye.
I don't think he understands the spirit of what they're doing if he's talking about actually trying to beat him up. See, what happens is that you get paid a lot of money, you take a dive, and then he does another match with more money.
This sounds like, let me think, this sounds vaguely familiar, Smart. You get paid, you do what you're told, you go and you make it look good. Oh, this sounds like exactly what Anthony Ogogo is coming from, wrestling. Are you saying boxing is rigged? Hold up.
In this particular boxing,
Hold up.
This particular boxing, which is not even necessarily, it's an exhibition anyway.
Hold up.
Yes, very much so.
Hold
Did you
up.
hear, by the by, if we're talking about fights that'll never happen, have you heard anything about Jake Hager trying to have a grappling match with John Jones?
No, I haven't heard anything about that. Are they like?
Well, there you go.
Are they like? Are they like bitching about? Are they like arguing on Twitter or something? Am I missing something?
Let's see. AEW star Jake Hager was supposed to grapple former UFC champion John Jones. So far, that doesn't appear to be much of an update, with Hager waiting for an update. The AEW man. It's such a weird way to phrase that. Who the fuck writes these articles? The AEW man recently spoke on throwing down with Renee Misha. I don't know why I pronounce that so weird. They throw me off again. Where he provided an update on the grappling match against John Jones. Jake Hager also explained how he found out grappling match was on the table. I was at dinner one night. Add your own lisp in your head, by the way. And I got a phone call from my head coach, Josh Rafferty. He said, I just got a great situation for you. You should say yes before I even tell you what it is. I'm like, okay, I love Josh. He's the man. So I said yes. He told me and I said yes. Go make it happen. So as far as I know, we're waiting from then on to just go out to the negotiations and finalize everything. He jumped the gun a little bit and made the Twitter announcement when we didn't have anything signed. I know my response was a little harsh. There you go. But you have to get my name right. You have to get my company right if you want to work with me. Jake Hager isn't sure what the holdup with John Jones is. He thinks maybe he looked over his AEW resume or even his wrestling record. Quote, I don't know what's going on because I'm training, I'm ready. As far as I know, it's on. And then it got quiet on his end. I don't know if he saw my resume and said, oh, this is an Oklahoma country boy. Nah, I guarantee he didn't say that. I don't want to wrestle him. Maybe he saw I wrestled for AEW and he got a little scared. Everybody wants to work for AEW, so maybe he just wants to get a job. So I'm wondering, John, come out of hiding. Prove that you're still the GOAT, and I'll put in a good word with Tony for you.
No.
So apparently on his end, what he was saying is his manager had it set up, and then negotiations went silent on John Jones's end. I don't even know where they were supposed to do this. It was a grappling match specifically, and not even like a actual proper MMA fight or exhibition, or however you want to look at it as.
Yeah, I don't have a clue. I didn't have a clue that was even happening, but that would be interesting. That would be very interesting right there.
I'd be down for John Jones being in AEW, especially if they let him keep doing cocaine.
Oh,
because that's what wrestling needs more than anything. It's just more
no.
promos.
No, that guy's a fucking loser.
Yeah, but I mean,
Okay.
interesting.
I know. Anyway, I'm not letting you go here. Eric.
Look, we all make mistakes, all right? Sometimes you run people over with cars. Sometimes you leave the oven on when you leave the house. These things happen.
Sometimes before a fight, you pop positive for cocaine. It happens, except for every time he does fight, he pop positive for some fucking drug, this piece of shit. Time after time, and Dana White just keeps fucking taking it and sucking the dick back again. Oh, John, it's okay. Oh, it's okay, John. Oh, shut the fuck up. Man up and tell him to fucking step out of the company.
Well, I mean, okay, Dana White's like kind of a two-bit hustler anyway, so that doesn't necessarily matter. But at the same time, it's a weird situation for him to be in, because, like, in my opinion, he's far and wide just the like most talented fighter that they have when he actually has his shit together.
That's great.
Like, there is almost nobody better than he. I think he's only like lost like once, and I think it was even like a no decision. So it's like he's really fucking good, but he's just never available.
Yeah, well, there's thousands of millions of people out there who are incredibly talented at what they do and don't get paid millions to do it, and can just go out there and do what they want to do drugs all the time, pop positive all the time, and still have their job. So I don't feel bad for him at all.
Yeah, see, Christopher Kane agrees. He says John Jones needs coke in his contract.
Well, I mean, if that's, I don't know. Again, I personally just think the guy's kind of a piece of shit. But Eric, and I believe you heard, he did say boxing was rigged. I heard him. He said it.
Yeah.
You really think that a sport that's been so on the up and up for so long could be rigged? Smart.
I mean, I find it a little bit weird that they let Sylvester Stallone be the heavyweight champion for so long.
Ew.
It became a spectacle. Yeah, and you had fucking Hulk Hogan and Mr. T fight, and it's like, all right, why would Muhammad Ali let this happen?
Now they had the Paul brothers fighting, which is a joke.
I know. Well, that's one of Jake Paul that this guy was going to fight, but I think Anthony Ogogo would have a problem getting. I mean, he had to retire due to his eye issues, but then again, in exhibition, he may be able to sign a waiver. I don't know, man.
It seems theoretically possible,
but
because I mean, it's not a legitimate, like, even outside of alleging that it's rigged, it literally is not a legitimate like competition. It's an exhibition. That's why you have like fucking Mike Tyson and Roy Jones doing their thing. It's like it's not an actual legit sanctioned match.
So exhibitions are not sanctioned. Okay, so he wouldn't need to be cleared for anything. Okay, all right. Well, that'd be cool, but I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it happening at all. I think that's the one thing Tony Khan might say. No, you're not doing that. If he beats you, you're gonna look like shit.
Yeah, it's a catch-22 because I mean those things, as big of a like circus show as they are, and I kind of find them a little bit entertaining, but as much of a circus show as they are, they get really fucking good numbers. Like it's all over Twitter, and a lot of people actually buy the pay-per-view somehow. Dude,
boxing always has been a moneymaker. I mean, it's not like it used to be. I mean, Jesus Christ, back when Tyson was doing 1-round goddamn fights and they were $99 to buy the fucking pay-per-view, those things did fucking millions of buys. It was ridiculous. And everyone knew it was going to be a 1-round fight.
Right.
But
well, my uncles would a lot of the time to go to like a local bar that they would go to, and everybody would just chip in a little bit. Like I don't think they normally had cover. They would have cover on those nights,
right? Just
to make up for the price of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, you'd get fucking like well, I wasn't going to bars back then. I was a little young, but I do remember those I mean, my dad used to get those pay-per-views. We may or may not have had a black box back in those days. My dad knew people, he knew people.
I understand.
It's just kind of the way it went. But I don't know. Oh, Sacha Baron Corbin. Should Baron Corbin accept the fight? He's a former 2-time Golden Gloves boxer. I would love to see Jake Paul humiliate him. So yeah, I say he accepts. Yeah, go for it. That'd be fine with me. Meanwhile,
make a shit ton of money doing it.
Meanwhile, have you ever watched one of his fights? Any of the Jake Paul fights?
I don't think so. Like I've watched the circus around it. I've seen a little bit of like pre-fight stuff, but I don't think I've actually ever watched a full Jake Paul or Logan Paul fight.
Eric, have you ever seen one of the Jake Paul fights?
Yes.
All right. He's not bad. I'll tell you what.
He did.
I agree. You put Jake Paul though against like CM Punk, Jake Paul's gonna kill that guy. I mean, once again, CM Punk was that Mike Jackson guy was tickling him while he had him dominated. He was tickling CM Punk while he had him while he was mounting him. That's pretty.
Jake is the younger one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's the one that fought Woodley and Aston.
Oh, let me see here. What did oh, no. Yeah, okay. Oh. He's showing me Baron Corbin fighting is what Sasha Baron Corbin is doing here. I get to watch Baron Corbin box here. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. There he goes, a little touch of the gloves. He's got his little headgear on. He's got some red and white gloves on. Going. He actually has a quick jab. He's got a quick jab. That I'll say. And he's a southpaw.
There you go.
The other guy's a southpaw too, so it's two southpaws fighting right now. Interesting. Hey, he's got a quick jab. It's all he's done is a fucking jab so far. Oh.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need.
He throws his hook wide, the little pussy. Anyway. He ain't big. He's just tall. That's all. Anyway. Were we going anywhere with that, or are we done?
Probably not. I think we were just talking about boxing and Jake Paul for a minute there. But yeah, I don't know. You don't think he'll end up being cleared is the point.
Well, no. If it's an exhibition, it doesn't fucking matter. So I guess we will see. Anyway, I'll get into one, and then I think me and Smark only got one left after that. And you know what? We have some audio we can get into, and we'll get into a few tiny things from NXT, and then we'll go ahead and move into AEW from there. But Fightful is reporting that WWE recently, very recently, and they did file for a new trademark on Tough Enough. If you guys remember that series, that show, it's where actually where we got Miz. It's actually where we got John Morrison from. A lot of people actually came from there. Not many that are still there, but a lot of people did come from those shows over the years. They did file for a new trademark, but if you read what they've applied for, right now it's got nothing to do with television. Clothing, the clothing is what they've done it for. They've done it for clothing, all kinds of clothing. I'm not going to sit here and go through the list. Everything from fucking shoes to gloves to hats, costumes, flip-flops, boots, wristbands, bandanas. So I don't know why they would file this one and not go ahead and file for the... Maybe they're going to file for the TV one later. If they have this one, they can file for the TV one later and not give anything away. You know what I mean? But just thought that was interesting. Did either one of you guys ever watch the Tough Enoughs back? I mean, that's where we got Mandy Rose from, actually.
Yeah, I think I watched the Austin one.
Okay. That was one of the greatest. I think Smart, did you
That's
see
the one
any
with
of
the... Is that the one with Daniel Bryan? Or that's something else?
No. That was an
NXT.
That was an NXT. But it was kind of Tough Enough, but it was an NXT Tough Enough. It wasn't really called Tough Enough.
Okay.
I remember back in the day. Who was that? What was that kid's name? Daniel Pewter.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Pewter. Another one from Tough Enough. Almost got Kurt Angle in a triangle, live on television. Those were good back in those days. They would make those guys eat like 2 pounds of pasta and then do like suicide runs until they puked. And then they'd like, okay, now go to the ring. What? Those were the good old days of that show. But the one with Austin was really good. Smark, which one did you see?
I saw the first one. I think I might have also seen the second one, but I have a couple of memories of just like, because like the one with Daniel Pewter, I think it was like interspersed between like episodes of SmackDown. So it's like they would show you, even if you didn't want to watch it, they would just show you. So because I remember the Marty Wright at the time, he became the Boogeyman later, but he like kept lying about his age. And he just kept telling people that he was like 30 something. It turned out he was like 42 or some shit.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting kicked off for just being too old. I remember that. Like the one thing that I remember most about like the first season of Tough Enough was they were doing, I think, bump drills. Maybe they were doing something in the ring. It was not really important. But at one point, Triple H is like running them through these drills. And he points at one of the kids and he's like, "Hey, one of your nuts is hanging out of your shorts there. Fix that."
I remember that.
And it's like, it's just like, it's great television. I'm glad you left that on.
I do remember that.
Left that on edited.
Yeah, I do remember that actually. I really do. That was good. That show was really good back in the day, but like I said, it got believe it or not, once reality TV really started taking off, it got worse. Because they started wanting to keep up with like the Kardashian, and we see what happened with that. We got the Bella shows and all these Miz and Marie's, which I've heard it's not a bad show, but we got all these shows from that. But Tough Enough was not a bad show. We had, like I said, Mandy Rose came from there. Eva Marie came from one of those shows. JoJo was on one of those shows.
That was at USA Network, right?
It was for a while, yeah. But like Smark said, it began as just kind of a SmackDown intermission, if you will. It's kind of what it was. They would just, they would just show stuff backstage. Like I said, that's when they were making the guys eat like pasta, and then they would have them like they were literally like in the parking lot doing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and like we were talking about a couple weeks ago, Miz and Morrison were both.
Right.
Tough Enough products.
Yeah, both of them. So, and then once it became the season they did with when it was Paige and they whisked Hulk Hogan off really quietly and replaced him with Paige, actually. That was right around the N-word scandal time for Hulk Hogan. So they just sort of... He's gone.
Well, as far as that goes, like Paige is the exact opposite of that.
Yeah, I mean, she's.
There's quite a bit of proof of Paige not being racist.
Quite a bit. I mean, plus she's pasty white, so who cares? But there's not many left from that season. The winner gone from that season. The second place guy gone. Really, the one person left from that season is Mandy Rose. Patrick Clark.
Who was the first place winner?
Patrick Clark was on the same season as them. Matt Cross was on the same season as them.
Evilise, Marty the Moth Martinez, who's in Lucha Underground, was on there. A lot of Lucha Underground people.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. A lot of Lucha Underground people. Yeah, you're right. There's 3 we just mentioned right there.
Oh, yeah, Christopher Kane saying he's right, by the way. Christopher Kane was saying the first 2 seasons were MTV reality shows.
Right. You're right. They were. You're right. I forgot.
Because I think the
that.
first season they had that fucking Alien Ant Farm cover of Smooth Criminal that they would like show that they used to promote Tough Enough like endlessly on MTV.
I've played that as an intro before. It's a good song.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good song by both groups, or Michael Jackson and obviously Alien Ant Farm. All right. I mean, I guess that's enough on Tough Enough, but I don't know. I wouldn't mind if that show made a comeback. It depends on how they did it. It just seems like, I mean, even that year with Stone Cold when that Josh kid won, the one that used to, wasn't he the one that made the or Silent Rage or whatever his name was?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Oh, another one. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys.
He was a total fucking bust.
Oh, and it was
because like they used him like once or twice on television. And that was about it.
Yeah, and I mean they had that other kid there who was a short kid, unfortunately, but he was jacked. He had a good look to him. He was a good looking kid. The dark hair and everything. And Vince even was like, "I would have chose the other guy, Steve." He was talking to Stone Cold. And if you remember, what did they do? Slap the shit out of that guy first thing when he came in the ring. Hey, Austin Theory, remember what happened to Josh Brettel?
There you go.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that's right. They made him look like a idiot.
Yep. Yep, exactly. They did, man. They really did. So, I don't know. I think we gotten a tough enough.
There's enough tough enough.
Exactly.
Hey, AEW should do one.
Oh, please don't. Cody Rhodes as the judge, guest host, and star of.
He's a literal judge too. He's wearing like a robe and a fucking powdered wig.
Let's see what would AEW call that show? Because AEW would somehow make fun of WWE with it because they just can't help themselves. Let's see. Tough Enough. Now remember, Impact had Gut Check, which was
sufficiently rugged,
god awful. Literally, it should have been a gut check. You had to check and make sure. You literally, like, my
Tough
God,
gut.
are my guts hanging out? This hurts to watch. What?
Dang.
Tough gut. I don't know.
Let's see.
There you go. Tough gut.
Tough guy. No, they wouldn't use tough. They would use some like rock hard. No, let's not go with that.
Elite. You have to use something elite.
There you go. There you go. Tough enough.
Tough
it would
elite.
be simple. Elite enough. That's what they would do. They would go elite
There you
enough.
go.
That's exactly what they would do, Eric. They would just dump elite and go
Oh,
elite
he's
enough.
that guy. Okay, well, I hate to keep going back to Tough Enough, but SBC posted in the chat here that Josh was from the 2015 iteration of Tough Enough. He was the one that got in trouble for calling the social outcast job, which I do remember because that made me laugh because it's like he's not wrong. Like I get that you're not supposed to say that, but like they were.
Yeah, and yeah, you're right. You're right. And Josh Matthews, right? Yeah. And
No, Josh Matthews was the commentator.
He was on one of those, dude.
He was.
Yes.
But he wasn't the one that got in trouble for the social outcast stuff.
No, but I know the guy you're talking about. Yeah, man. You're right. There were a lot on those people on the. That's right. The social outcasts, and that was Silent Rage was Andy. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Andy. They were.
I remember it.
Silent Rage.
Speaking of Cody, you see how he was trolling the fans tonight?
Well, the fans are trolling him pretty good, but yeah, he tried with the whole good guy to good guy.
I'm telling you, he's trolling. He's playing to the crowd now.
He's.
I know you guys don't.
Christopher Kane will agree with me. The guy's just sucking his own dick. At this point, it really is just. I mean, this is so John Cena days. Yep. Remember that time John Cena got in the ring and even literally turned his heel, saying, "You guys wanna," and turned his heel. It was like, oh, come on, oh, you goofy little fucking child. And
I mean, they had a bit of a heel turn from him now. Depending on how you look at things. Oh, you want me to turn heel, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
The only person who turned heel, the only country that thinks he's a heel is China at this point. All right, so
Well, he swerved Taiwan.
yeah, well, Taiwan loves him for some reason.
So they were a
I
country and then why? Turned their back.
There you go. All right, you know what? Let's just take a little audio break here. What do you say?
All right.
Let's take a little 36-second audio break, and let's listen to Scott Steiner on Bearcat Lee. What do you think? You ready?
Sure.
Here we go.
Everybody knows I hate fat asses. See, the numbers don't lie. When you step on a scale and it skyrockets past 300 pounds, you might be a little overweight. So right now you are 100% fat ass. But if you eliminate the beer, the potato chips, the french fries, you got a 50% chance of losing weight. But since you like donuts and Skittles also, eliminate those and your chance of losing weight are a 47 2/3 chance. But right now, I believe you will remain 100% fat ass.
Okay, so I think what he's trying to say about Bearcat Lee is
He's fat!
I mean, that pretty much what I gathered was
He's fat!
I don't know. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
It's just what I gathered. It's just what I gathered by that. Scott Steiner never disappointing, everybody. Never disappointing. TikTok is very good for finding. I don't know how this Billy Baloney guy seems to get all these Scott Steiner videos, but he does. I don't know if they're doing some sort of show together or something, but pretty fun. Pretty fun. Scott Steiner, like I said, never disappointing. Always,
Nope.
always speaks his mind,
He's fat!
is what he's saying. All right. I think we got that done. Just figured that would be a nice little break to take there. Let's want to take another one. Want to take another 39-second break, guys? A little Geico commercial?
Sure.
Sure.
All right, let's take a little Geico commercial break. Here we go. Rhea Ripley and Nikki Cross.
But even champs like us need help sometimes. And for super savings,
Hold on.
I
For
look
some
to
reason, that went to
Geico.
the end.
No, Nikki and I like having options. I mean, who doesn't? We need variety in what we eat, what we wear, and the life essentials, like car insurance.
But even champs like us need help sometimes. And for super savings, I look to Geico. No matter what, you can always count on Geico.
And when the quote hits your eyes like a big savings prize, that's what you call a super good day.
Boom! Zap! Kapow!
Visit geico.com today to see how much you could save.
The hell?
That's actually a perfect summation of that. No further commentary needs to be provided.
Like, they really do a Geico commercial?
The things you see on your Facebook timeline will amaze you sometimes.
Are there subtitles for the Nikki Cross version of that?
Christopher Cage
It's bad enough that
even
the
Christopher
Geico girl is annoying as hell, too.
Yeah. Now the progressive lady, she's pretty hot.
Mm.
Kind of like the progressive lady. Christopher Cage says, "What the fuck?"
It's a progressive lady, never mind.
Shit. Yeah, the Geico's got the fucking. Yeah, Geico's the goddamn gecko, dude. Come on.
I forgot. I get those confused. I see so many commercials.
Got to be some laws against reptile love, dude. Chill.
You never know.
Might have to name the show Reptile Love.
I'd watch a commercial like that if there's like
There's the perfect name for the show tonight.
Trying to fuck the Geico suit.
There we go. I think Reptile Love.
There you go.
That's a good name for a show right there, Smart.
I know. I kind of like these commercials. Like, it's one thing. I feel feel bad for like they're firing all these people, but then they're just getting more and more advertising revenue. That feels shitty. But then I also like these like fucking commercials where like, you had to tell you with the fucking eating good in the neighborhood commercial. Now you have Nikki Cross, you know, espousing the virtues of Geico Insurance.
Oh, wait. We have a Nikki Ash Head and Shoulders commercial that Sacha Baron Corbin just posted here. This is probably visual, but let's go ahead and play it anyway. Let's hear. Yeah, I got volume.
Please tell me she's showering wearing
you
the
want to be a
superhero
champion. And you want to know how. I believe any dream can become your reality. You just have to put in the work. You're never not working. And if anyone tries to stop you, lock them out. Lift yourself up. And fly. And when you're almost there, keep going.
Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology works day and night to shield against flakes. It's never not working.
Do commercials have anything to do with the product anymore?
No.
No.
No? Okay.
They just try to make you laugh.
Okay. The weeb said lizard people loving. That's a good one too. I like that. You know what? We can sit here and what the fuck and holy shit and my god, but I'll tell you what. This little superhero character for Nikki Ash, has really been a positive for her. I mean, she has gotten commercials. She's gotten more TV time than she was ever getting in her old character. I mean, you know, we can sit here and make fun of it all we want. Meanwhile, she's fucking making bank.
That's true.
So, I mean, as
Good
far as
point.
yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, good for her for doing all this. I mean, yeah, they're funny, they're weird, they're odd, but hey, good for her, and Rhea Ripley too. Good for her, man. Doing something besides besides just, you know, getting made fun of by
Charlotte.
Yeah. Weeb's Lizard Love is better than Radar Love. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that.
Oh, speaking of Charlotte, apparently Charlotte and Andrade broke up.
Gives a fuck.
Well, apparently that's up for debate. Because now they're saying that that's untrue.
Yeah, apparently Andrade is saying don't believe the fake news, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, since we're giving relationship updates.
I just heard it from a friend. I'm not going to name the friend.
There you go. And I guess Bubba Ray.
We'll just call him Nick Flair.
There you go. And I guess Bubba Ray and Velvet Sky broke up. So
they were dating.
Oh yeah, long time.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was a mutual breakup. They're very respectful. They still love each other, but they don't want to be together. And so, if you know anyone wants to hit those DMs, you probably got a shot.
What is Bubba's Twitter? I mean, do you think he has to still pretend like she's a good wrestler now?
Yes.
It's like, no, I meant that though. She is really, she's a great worker.
We may not be together, but I still want to get me a piece of that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there's going to be a transition period of just like, you know, until they both lock into something more permanent.
Yeah, I mean, the fuck's going to be with fucking Bubba Ray? Anyway.
I thought Bubba was always married.
I think he was. Like when he was in WWE, I think he might have been. I can't remember. I really never cared. I liked the Dudley Boys, but I wasn't like, oh, fucking Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, I mean, Velvet Sky is a very, very good looking woman, but we'll just leave it at that.
Sacha Baron Corbin says Bubba Ray sucks with all caps. Fair enough.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Weeb says Velvet must have owed Bubba Ray money.
Maybe. It's possible. That's possible too. All right, let's you know what? I guess we can you know what? We have 2 more stories left. Well, you know what? Let's do this NXT thing real quick.
Sure.
I guess the biggest talk, since I've got videos up here, biggest talk about NXT mostly this weekend was, obviously this was the War Games show. Biggest talk was pretty much the Johnny Gargano possibly leaving. He did sign a 1-week extension in order to do this show. I mean, this was a pretty emotional little thing that he went through. He cut a little promo afterwards, and there were pictures of him and Ciampa in the ring, sitting there, and and Kyle O'Reilly obviously is another one who was rumored to be leaving soon. Also, even made the Undisputed Era sign with his hands during his match. But Johnny Gargano did cut a post-match promo for the NXT fans in attendance. The sound is what it is. I apologize. You're going to hear a lot of cheering in the beginning. But 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Here you go.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny.
I think Candace is going to be really upset that I just ruined the undefeated streak in our War Games record in our house. So, I mean, I'm in trouble when I get home, trust me, guys. But you guys are saying thank you to me, but really, I want to say thank you to all of you. Because without all of you, there wouldn't be a Johnny Wrestling, and that's true. And you guys know I love you right back. But with that love, I am an open book to you guys, and I'm always 100% honest and 100% authentic with you, because I feel like you guys aren't just fans. We've known each other for such a long time now. You guys are like my family. This is like my family. And right now, I'm beat up, I'm sore, I'm tired, I got a lot on my mind, but I want to tell you guys everything, and I will tell you guys everything this Tuesday night. Okay? Okay? Everyone come right back here Tuesday night, and I'm going to tell you guys everything, okay?
All right, so what do you guys think? Do you think he's leaving, or do you think
I do?
You really do?
Yeah, I think he's gonna do an indie thing.
Now,
I don't think he's gonna sign with a particular company yet, and he's just gonna go.
Does anyone
do
know?
some matches on the indie circuit?
Smart, did you watch NXT last night? Do you know what he said by any chance?
I know that he gave like a farewell address, and he ended up getting attacked by Grayson Waller at the end. And there was a lot of apparently they were chanting "piece of shit" at Waller. Like they got really worked up that he interrupted his farewell address. So it seems like that could be one of two things. Obviously,
right.
That could mean that that's their way of writing him off television, or that's their way of him writing him off of television temporarily. And there's going to be a feud. He's going to come back and he's going to keep being with them. Because I really don't know where to land on this. Because for a while there, I thought with him just signing a contract extension long enough to do War Games, I thought it was it for him. Because it seemed like it was kind of a similar path that Adam Cole had gone down.
Right.
Of just get the match over with and then that's it. But the fact that they even bothered to give him a farewell address, unless they're just doing it strictly for the fact of getting Grayson Waller over, like it kind of leads me to believe, like it's been pointed out before, nobody else got a farewell address. Like you didn't get a farewell address from Daniel Bryan, you didn't get one from Adam Cole, you didn't get one from any of the other people that left to go to AEW or whatever. It's just doesn't feel like they would necessarily give him that platform if they weren't, if he wasn't coming back.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh no, I got a feeling he's not going nowhere. Kyle O'Reilly, I kind of agree with the chat room here. I think Kyle O'Reilly might be on his way out. He's kind of been treated a little more shitty than Gargano. Gargano's had a very, and let's face it, nothing's really working with Kyle O'Reilly. The crowd likes him, but they don't love him, So he could do better somewhere else, I think. So I think he might be the one taken off out of there. So.
Johnny, his wife is still there, so
yeah,
it's like
I mean, the guy's getting
and his best friend Tampa's there.
Yeah,
right.
And I mean, the guy's getting ready to have a baby. Not Johnny.
Yeah, February.
Right, not Johnny, but obviously Candice LeRae is having the baby. That's how it works.
As much as I would like to see him leave, and because I said it before, my dream match is Johnny versus Bryan Danielson. So that's the only reason I want him to leave.
And he might. You never know. I don't know what's going to happen, but right now it just seems like he's probably not going anywhere. So, let's see.
There was a little bit of like a weird. People are all over it because it got tweeted then deleted like instantly. But I guess Shinsuke put out a tweet earlier today that said "So long, friends." Which could mean fucking anything, but obviously people applied it to that.
Right. Yeah. Oh. Well, never know. Maybe his work visa's up. Who knows?
Oh, that could be a thing too. I don't know. Like, if you had to put a gun to my head or whatever, if I had to bet on it, I would say that he probably does stay. Which I didn't think I thought all the way up until the last couple of days that he was gone, but it seems like he might be. We were talking about it before. Candace also being there puts him in a tough spot too.
Right.
So it's if you leave, you pretty much just doomed your girlfriend. She won't be long for the world, or of NXT at least. Yeah, if you leave.
Yeah, but I hear you.
Not that she doesn't have the talent to sustain herself, but you know how petty.
Yeah, but her contract is up early next year, also February, March, from what I hear.
True.
So, and I mean, but they could also do the old Mysterio and tack on that time at the end for her.
Oh, that would be so shitty. I mean, it's not like it's impossible, but wow, that would be.
It's actually more possible than not, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, so you know what? Let me get. What happened? Did I miss something in the chat room?
Weebs gave an impression of how he felt like Nakamura may have said that.
Yeah, let's not read that.
Is Nakamura's contract up too?
Wow.
At this point, I don't know, and Weebs, don't do that. Son of a bitch. All right. Oh, shit. Okay. Can you delete comments in the chat? No, you cannot. Just so you know. No. Options. No, I can, but I won't.
No, but I can't hard that. So there you go.
No, we're not going to put you in DSD jail. I have cuffs if you want to borrow them. Not anyway. Tell you what, let me get into my. Well, I guess we can get into this and then we'll get into Smarks. Smart can wrap up the news for tonight. Let's get into the Jeff Hardy thing. Once again, another thing that happened over the weekend. Over the weekend, I was just scrolling through Facebook. Next thing you know, I see a story on Jeff Hardy, and it turns out Jeff Hardy was all we had as of, I think it was Sunday night. No, it was Saturday night. All we kind of had was Jeff Hardy was not at the Corpus Christi event that was here in Texas. He had been sent home the night before. The night before, he had a match he teamed with Xavier Woods and Drew McIntyre against the Bloodline. And that was another show in Texas. It was one of those, super shows. And they said he spent most of the time inside the ring, pretty much just, taking a beating, and by Reigns and the Usos also. And he just kept getting more sluggish, they said. Next thing you know, he makes the tag to Drew, and Jeff Hardy just disappeared. He just disappeared into the crowd and never returned to the ring. That was it. They're told.
Very odd.
Yeah, that was it. According to PW Insider, he was. We are told that instead, Hardy went into the crowd, followed by security immediately after tagging out, and he was replaced the next day with Rey Mysterio. Now, no one's really sure what happened. Jeff may not be happy. Who knows? I don't know. According to Matt Hardy, again, PW Insider, has this out. Matt Hardy was on a Twitch stream on Monday and said this. I did speak to Jeff for a little bit today. He's okay. He's good. I think he'll be fine. Once again, this isn't my business, Matt said. If he wants to go into it with more detail, he'll do it himself. Jeff is okay. He's at home and okay. It's not my business or story to tell or explain. Besides that, it's not my story to tell. It's not my perspective. I love my brother, and I want him to be okay and healthy. I think...
Yeah, it's not his place to say.
No, and
his brother.
I do get that, but I think by him saying he's okay so many times, I think he's trying to tell everyone he's sober. I think that's probably... I think a lot of people immediately are going to go to... Is he drinking?
Alcohol.
Is he on drugs?
Yep.
Exactly. So I think Matt's trying to tell everyone he's okay. He's sober.
He's trying to be the
fine.
older brother.
Right. I think that's...
Is he the older brother?
I think Matt might be. I think so.
I want to say he is. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's trying to be the older brother to protect his little brother. I mean, either way, he's trying to protect his brother.
Yeah, and that's
in a way where he doesn't reveal whatever he's going to.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's fine. I totally get that. And like I said, I think the only thing he's trying to convey to everyone here is that he's sober, he's not fucked up, he's not out doing crazy shit. He's home with his family and, just figuring shit out.
Yeah, maybe he just had a mental breakdown or something and he had to leave. We don't know.
Yeah, we all have
we
those.
can't sit here and speculate.
We all have mental breakdowns, right, guys?
Exactly. We all go through shit, and good for humans, and that's how humans work.
I had a little
mental. You just need time. Sorry, Mark.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying maybe he's just going through stuff, and I mean it is the holiday season, and he's just going through something that upset him. I don't know.
Or he's just fucking done being treated like shit and just wanted to go the fuck home.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So wild that he just quit in the middle of a match. It was like, fuck this.
Well, he pulled a Gail Kim. If you remember, Gail Kim basically quit in the middle of a fucking battle royal. She just walked. She
threw herself out.
She eliminated herself and fucking walked out. Never saw her again in WWE. Never to be seen again in WWE. Went right over to fucking Impact. I mean, I get it. It happens. I mean, some people just get fed up with this, fed up with that, and you're in the ring, you're taking this beating, and I don't know, maybe one of them was hitting him, harder than he expected. Maybe he just didn't feel good. Maybe he had to take a shit. I don't know. Or maybe simply...
That's what I would be worried about is, did he get a concussion or something? He just fucking, just lost track of where he was or something. That would be... Because based on the way that it played out, because initially you hear the report of, Jeff Hardy sent home, and just fuck, here we go.
You're right.
But then when you hear about how it actually played out, it's like if he theoretically, if he would have been drunk or high, like it would have been evident from the beginning. So if like he was wrestling half the match and then he just like pieced out for seemingly no apparent reason, I don't think it would have been because of drugs or alcohol.
Yeah, and you know, but thank you for bringing up what the headline was in most of the articles. And fuck these goddamn fucking dirt sheets. He wasn't sent home. He went the fuck home. You literally could have taken the S, replaced it with a W. Sent, went. He went home. He was not sent fucking home. He went fucking home, obviously. So, I don't know. I mean, and again, I mean, even this article says he was sent home from the road by WWE. It sounds to me like he fucking took his bag and hit the fucking road and rode off into the fucking sunset or nighttime or whatever it was, or moonlight.
I think Nathan Jones did that too. Like they did a couple of shows in Australia, and he was just like, "All right, I'm back home. I'm just gonna hang out here."
I don't know.
Maybe he just wanted to spend time. He decided, fuck this. I want to spend time with my family.
Yeah, Nathan Jones is doing fine. He gets a movie.
Look it up to make sure.
Nathan Jones gets a movie role here and there though, so he's fine. He was in the that new Mad Max Fury Road. Was that it?
Yeah,
he was.
I mean, I think that's the latest one. It's been out for a minute, but
yeah, he's done a few. He's been in a few movies. You don't recognize him a lot because he's usually dressed in crazy clothing or in makeup, but he's been in a decent amount of movies. I'm not gonna look up his IMDb. I ain't got time for that shit.
Yeah, that's literally what happened. They were on a tour in Perth, Australia, and he's an Australian guy. And he was just like, "Yep, all right." He quit because the touring schedule was too rigorous, according to old Wikipedia. He was in the new Mortal Kombat movie. How about that?
Nice. He got a free flight home and said, "Go fuck yourself."
That's it.
All right. Anyway. All right. Smart. I mean, I got nothing else on Jeff Hardy. I just wish him all the best. Hopefully he's staying sober, doing well. Whatever he decides, I wish him the best in what he does. Whichever, if he wrestles again, if he doesn't, if he decides to fucking retire and heal up and spend that time with his family, good on him.
Good for him.
Yep. And that's all I got to say on that. Smark, you got anything else, or you good?
No, I'm good.
Well, why don't you go ahead and wrap the news up, and we'll continue from there right into the AE dub.
Okay, so I will say about this is certainly the first time you've ever reported something like this happening. So this is a little bit of a groundbreaking. We talked about John Cena, and Chinese communism, but we're going to go from China to Mexico here. 1:28 a.m. this morning. Jack Evans sent out a tweet which says, quote, "This will sound like a fake message, but it is not. I am currently being extorted by 2 police officers from the Del Valle Police Department in Mexico City. In the last 4 days, I've had to pay around 7,000 pesos, $350 American, and I'm not paying anymore. So if I get arrested on drug charges in the next little bit, I want to put it out there right now that it was planned by the Del Valle government, or police department."
Mexico City is in Mexico, so Mexico's cops are not known for being, how do I say this, Mark? How do I say this?
A bit lacking in the customer service department.
That's good. That's good.
Of questionable morality.
Fuck it. Most of them belong to some cartel. Let's just put it that way.
It's not what Mark Wahlberg said.
Those are some very corrupt police down there. They say a lot of those kidnappings are due to police looking the other way. Sometimes police involved in it. Mexico can be dangerous, man. I do know that. Now, I believe Jack Evans lives down there, doesn't he?
Sure does. Yeah, he had been working for AAA for quite a while, like after Ring of Honor and all of that. And so he spent the majority of his like wrestling career in Mexico, and he still lives there. He's got his wife and kids there. Yeah, kids, plural. He's got his wife and kids are there.
Okay. Has he updated anything since then? Do we know anything?
9 hours ago, update, I filed an official complaint and got all of my witnesses together. There's a lot of them in parentheses, and I am just laying low. Nothing else to share. And he was also, let me see if I can pull it up to figure out how long ago it was. Weirdly enough, though, apparently his idea of laying low is going on Twitch. Oh. So that probably wasn't a great idea.
Yeah,
2 hours ago, he was on Twitch.
Yeah, I hate filing a complaint, but anywho, yeah, I'm not quite sure what to even get into on this, but I mean, let's face it, Mexico's cops just have what a lot of stories have to say. Now, trust me, I know not every one of them are, bad, but I wouldn't doubt if he's telling the truth. I don't think Jack Evans would just get on Twitter and lie like that. So.
No.
Or he was coming up on drug charges and making up a quick fucking story. Shit, I'm pulled over. Quick, hey. Tweet.
Teddy, what should I do? Like, well, I got an idea. Hey, check it out. Hold on.
Go ahead and get on that there Twitter, man. Go ahead, bro. Yeah. Okay, yeah. And then what you do is you go on and you be like, look, police officers, they're coming over and they're saying, look, you need to pay me pesos. Don't forget pesos, convert it to American, and then just say they planted the drugs on you, man. You'll be good from there, eh? Yeah.
So what I'll say is I'll choose to believe this until Jack Evans posts a video of himself in his car with a disco ball.
Okay, good idea. Yeah, I think that's a better idea, man. And make sure to turn on your cell phone and carry that around, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Turn on the geo-tracking, eh? Yeah, too. Yeah, definitely. Geo-tracking, good. Yeah. All right.
What I will say about this story that is funny to me is like actual quote-unquote, if you want to look at them that way, like journalist sites and programs have avoided this like it's the fucking plague, because it is a very unusual situation. Like there was no talk about this on the Observer. What culture is not chiming in? Like it's so funny to watch these people just like, oh no, we're not going there. But this is a very weird situation, and like in all seriousness, I don't know where he currently is. I don't know if he was on the road with AEW or what, but like, he does have a wife and kids there, and he might be there himself, and that's some scary shit. Like, if he can get out of there, he just go ahead and stay the fuck out of there.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely needs to do that. So, Jack Evans, good luck, sir. Take care of yourself. And let's move on to AEW, gentlemen. What do you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh.
I missed the first half hour, so I'll just listen to.
Oh, you did? Well, you want to hear how it started?
Yeah.
Here it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I have it.
Oh, no.
MJF, I mean, CM Punk came out, right?
It is, but not only, I'm not going to tell you how it went. I'm going to play exactly what happened at the beginning of the show. Here you go.
Yeah, that's one of you.
Hear MJF's music.
Yes. Oh, wait a minute.
And then CM Punk comes out. Listen to that crowd.
That's that Punk, CM Punk. The one and only CM Punk is here. Who engaged in a caustic war of words with MJF over the last few weeks. Why the hell would Punk hijack MJF's beautiful entrance? That's not very nice.
You know, we talk about mind games, and MJF's the master of mind games.
All right. So, no one wants to hear that shit. This is brilliant by Punk because he knew he wasn't going to be able to be more over than MJF and MJF's hometown. He knew it. So he decided to go out there and go ahead and just get the heat on him. And he was even healing up on the crowd, making fucking Islanders references to the New York crowd and everything, and fucking with them. He pretty much went Punk cocky heel. Would you say, Smart?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah. But still had a smile on his face doing it.
He teased it.
Yeah, but again, he still had the smile on his face, the shit-eating grin he had still while doing it, which was great. So we got that from Punk. I mean, again, pretty much the promo you would expect to hear from Punk, going off there. MJF, he crossed the line, talking about my dog, blah blah blah. And then next thing you know, we go to commercial, we come back, and we see a Ferrari. And I couldn't help myself. I decided to take a look for that vignette because it was hilarious. I don't even think that I could do it justice. I just know we got a line about how long he can do a keg stand. And I started laughing, so I missed the last 30 seconds. Okay. Did you hear him give his keg stand time? Either Smart.
I don't remember the exact time, but yeah, it was fucking amazing.
I think it might have been 4 minutes and 32 seconds or something like that. I was like, geez, what the? This is fucking amazing. Anyway, here you go. Let's go ahead and do this. This was all a lead up into the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal. So here we go. Let's go ahead and play this. It's only it felt like it was longer, but it was only 1 minute and 46 seconds. So here we go. I'm going to hit play. Oh, I should probably take it off mute before I hit play. Let me do this. Back it up. Unmute, and let's go.
The difference between a hero and a villain is perspective. If you think this man is a villain, you aren't from Long Island. You haven't driven on the LIE with a top down while blasting Billy Joel. You haven't grabbed some Ralph's Ices, some Ben's matzo ball soup, and a Bagel Boss bagel. If you don't get that, you're probably a poor, and most definitely mid. The perspective of people from the most magical place in the world, Long Island, New York, is that this man is a hero. Allow me to list off the accomplishments of this mighty hero. All-state middle linebacker, breaking the Nassau County all-time record in tackles for a season. All-state choir tenor 2. Captain of the all-male a cappella group known as the Acapellas. Made varsity his freshman year in amateur wrestling and was never taken down. He also broke the Plainview High record in the keg stand with an impressive 1 minute and 33-second chug.
133,
yes,
sorry.
I know what you're thinking. You're correct. He pulled so many chicks. I mean, bro, it was freaking nuts, dude. The bottom line is, this man might not be your cup of tea. But to us Long Islanders, he's salt of the earth. And that makes him better than you. And you know it.
There you go. Did we see a double turn tonight, maybe? I don't know, man. That New York crowd fucking loved them some MJF, though, man. They really did.
Yeah, I think it's just a hometown thing, but they were definitely behind it.
Probably is. But, man, they fucking loved MJF tonight, and it was fucking really cool to see. It really was, man. He's going to end up being the same kind of babyface as CM Punk. He's going to be that kind of cocky, still with the shit-eating grin, babyface, still making fun of people. It's just what he's going to be. Just what he's going to be. And it's still going to be fucking greatness from him. So, And yeah, 1 minute 33 seconds. That was the time. But then we did see MJF come out again, huge pop. And this match was mostly Wardlow protecting MJF, just like last year. It was kind of the same thing. I did like the little Haas fight we got with Hobbs and Wardlow. That was pretty cool until Leo Rush ended up kicking out Hobbs. That was just funny. That was just funny to me. The match it was a bit of a AEW chaotic clusterfuck as usual, but it ended up being Dante Martin and MJF as the last two, so they will face off next week at Winter is Coming. That's about it, right? For
there you go.
Yeah.
I think they about covered it. They basically the partnership with Dante Martin and Team Taz ended up being a swerve. He turned his back on Team Taz, and he ended up siding with Leo Rush all along, and Taz was hot about it all night on commentary, which made for a fun element. It was one of the more positive parts of the show.
Well, I think everybody knew that was going to happen anyway, so.
Yeah.
That's fine, though. It's fine. Something to be predictable. That's not a big deal. After that, we had this 8-man tag. We had Jurassic Express and the Varsity Blondes. They went up against the Acclaimed in 2.0. Max Caster with a Cuomo joke. That might get him in trouble. What was that?
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, he's being, he's got alleged sexual harassment. You don't make fun of sexual harassment, Mark.
This is true. But I don't think there's many people that tend to get upset about things like this don't tend to be Cuomo supporters. So there's not a big crossover, I think, in like overweight, pink-haired white women and Andrew Cuomo supporters.
Well, you didn't think they went to the Chappelle show either, and there's pictures of them. But
they announced that he's going to be on a big comedy festival for Netflix.
Yep.
And people are not happy.
His former high school is naming their theater after him, and people are not happy. And they're not backing down. They're like, Chappelle said, "Look, I'll do a poll. If you guys really hate me that much, explain why, and I'll put up a poll, and we'll see what happens." The school said, "Screw the poll. We don't care what the fuck what the outcome is. We're naming it after you."
Mm-hmm.
School with some balls. I like that. This was a.
You don't see that much.
Yeah. No, you don't. You don't usually, but this was
that shit was crazy. Speaking of high school, that shit was crazy to see because like that's when I noticed. I knew that like Chappelle show was like going places because I had a friend, and me and my friend were like these two nerds. We would just watch. We watched it from the very beginning, like the fucking night that the first episode of season 1 aired. And we would always talk about it to each other and like quote sketches and shit. But then that fucking when they had the Rick James skit, and everybody in the fucking our middle school was just Rick James, bitch. Like it was a whole nother level after that.
Oh yeah, yes it was, man. That show just blew the fuck up, and I mean Dave Chappelle blew up after that. He was already big, but he became fucking huge after that show, and he's fucking still riding it right now. I like this match. And with a little bit of help from Eddie Kingston, Jurassic Express got the win. The heels jumped Kingston backstage, and we went to commercial. And we come back, and we get the Young Bucks coming out with their whole little clique. And we get Chuck Taylor, actually the Young Bucks versus Chuck Taylor and Rocky Romero. Now, I think we all knew the Bucks were going to win, right, guys? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't lose much. So they, of course, did. And the Elite go ahead and they take out all the best friends after the match. And then suddenly we hear music. And we see a minivan, and it's Sue driving in. Trent Beretta's in the back. He pops out, looks lean, ripped. and shaved his head. And bam.
Yep.
Goes in there, clears the fucking ring, and the best friends are all back together again. We get many group hugs.
Indeed. So I want to double back real quick.
Sure.
After the Jurassic Express match, they were interviewing them on the ramp. They were interviewing the Varsity Blondes. And lights went out. Out comes Malachi Black. He spits the toxic mist into Julia Hart's eyes. And she sells it like it's like the end of the world for her. Like, I kind of understand, but at the same time, I have a little bit of a bone to pick with it because it's like if he's done this multiple times already in the past, why did no one think to put their hand up like it just in anticipation, or why did nobody at least back up? She got right in their face and they just looked at it like fucking total morons. Like, I mean, I understand it. But the short answer is because it's in the script. But like at the same time, it's just like just fucking step back. You know that's what he does. Stop letting him do it. Be smarter. You look like total fucking groups.
I mean, she's blonde.
This is true.
So
I mean, they're all blonde, so I guess they're all dumb.
I mean, they are the Varsity Blondes, which makes more sense.
True.
I mean, you know, I did. So, anyway, Trent Beretta back once again. Guy looks great, man. He looks a lot, like I said, leaner than he was.
Yeah.
But looks good. Glad to see them back together again. And I mean, I believe he had spinal fusion surgery, like the Stone Cold Edge surgery. Came back.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Came back pretty fucking quick, man. So good for him. We'll see how much he does right now. He'll probably come back in a little slowly. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Won't take that much bumps, probably.
Probably. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's a big tag team anyway, a big, stable, so he doesn't have to do too much, which is good. Right after that, we got Tony Schiavone. He's with Sammy Guevara. Sammy starts to talk about this whole open challenge thing, like literally gets a half a word out. Cody Rhodes comes out.
Cody comes out.
Cody comes out to the sea of booze. And he's shaking his head, and he's got this shit-eating grin on his face, and he's praising Guevara for the open challenge. And then suddenly he's like, yeah, by the way, your next match is against me. And Sammy's like, of course it is, douchebag. I mean, I know that's not what he said, but you can see by the look. So
that is going to be because it's a Christmas Day episode of Rampage.
Correct.
They're going to have this match.
Mm-hmm.
Those ratings are going to be fucking atrocious.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, I guess that's one thing. Cody's like jumping in front of the bullet.
Yeah, I guess. But I guess he is. Ethan Page interrupts. He starts cutting a promo. Hey, why won't you give us? He's talking about the him and Scorpio Sky. Why won't you give us a chance? Because I know why. We're the top 5, and you want to fight the lower guys. Blah blah blah. Dan Lambert is coming back, according to Ethan Page, and this promo kind of went nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of went nowhere. It was just like said just to be said. I don't even think Sammy responded. Did he?
No, he just looked at him and put the belt on the ground.
I didn't think he responded at all. So really, this was
blah,
useless.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, neither one's all that great of a promo, in my opinion. Like Sammy's getting there, but Paige not all that great. Scorpio not all that great. And there's a reason why they're putting them with Dan Lambert, so they don't have Lambert there for them. It's kind of rough sailing.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, Sammy never got fucking even a full word out before the whole thing was shut off. So I don't know. But after that, we had Jamie Hayter versus. Why did I put Britt Baker? Yeah, it was Riho. I don't know why I put versus Britt Baker. Jamie Hayter versus Riho. After a long match,
it was.
Riho did win. Again, the story is that Riho has not beaten Britt Baker has not beaten Riho in a match yet. So Obviously, she thought that Jamie Hayter was going to do it. I like Jamie Hayter. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. And then, of course, after the match, she's jumped by Britt Baker and the whole team. And I believe, Smark, that's when Julia Hart came out, and then they were up there. I think Julia Hart came out to break that up.
Oh, yeah. It's actually slightly after that, because it was a whole thing. And I was just looking at the results to make sure I got the order right. But yeah, it did happen after that, so I did flub up the order a little bit. But the one thing that made me laugh before we talk about that, or before if we do talk about that anymore, was I got a kick out of like the whole after the Battle Royal. Taz kept saying that, you know what, it's time to fucking take the gloves off. He's got an announcement that he's going to make later on in the show regarding Rampage, and he's going to shake things up, and it's like going to be this. He's selling it like it's going to be this big groundbreaking announcement. And he's like, you know what? It's time for my secret weapon. On Rampage, we're going to see the debut of Hook, and he's taking on Fuego del Sol. It just made me laugh. He's like, yeah, it's his son, but it just made me pop because he was just like, he built it up so much. He's like, that's it, motherfuckers. I'm not playing dice anymore. It's Hook time.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that is pretty good though. That's funny. All right. Yeah, I mean, it was a decent match, and that's about it. I got nothing else on the Britt Baker thing with Riho and Julie. And then basically we get right into the main event, which was John Silver versus Bryan Danielson. I don't think anyone thought that John Silver was going to be the guy, even though he was in his hometown. I don't think anyone thought. I don't think anyone thought he was taking that streak, that winning streak right now that Danielson is on.
Especially not a week before title match.
Exactly. And Danielson wins, did promise that he was going to kick Silver's head in. So he starts doing it. Hangman comes out, running, sprinting out, saves Silver. And then Paige just gets up and says, hey, I'm going to stomp the shit out of you.
Cowboy shit.
Cowboy shit. Liking it, man. Man, he sprinted the fuck out there in those fucking... He was in boots, I believe, too. Cowboy boots.
Mm-hmm.
You know how hard it is to run in cowboy boots?
I don't know how hard it is to walk in cowboy boots. I do not wear cowboy boots.
Running is not easy in a pair of cowboy boots. I can tell you right now. It is not. It is not easy. I don't wear them much, but it's not easy to run in cowboy boots. I don't even care if you got a pair of wides.
Yeah.
Even wides, it's hard to run in. But decent show tonight. Nothing groundbreaking
Too
happened.
amazing.
Yeah, nothing too amazing. Nothing wow about the show. Good show. Nothing really to bitch about. I mean, the only wow. I mean, I guess one wow. I mean, Trent Beretta came back, and that's a pretty goddamn good thing, especially from the surgery he had. So I guess that's one wow thing about the show. But otherwise, I think that's about it right there. I think we got through everything, gentlemen.
Yeah, I think they're just kind of hedging their bets on next week being a real big show. So last 2 weeks have been kind of underwhelming, but it is what it is. I think maybe just a matter of kind of getting spoiled because there was a while there where they were hitting some real good, like consecutive streaks of having some really good shows, but a little bit on the downside this week. Dirk said it was a mid show.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I know. Coming up on the holidays, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, that's been another thing, is that it's not really worth reporting or anything, but Meltzer was saying that, like, all of wrestling TV has been on a downswing the last week or so with ratings because it's just everybody's doing shit. You know, everybody's shopping, everybody's, you know, doing whatever they're doing to get ready for the holidays or watching Christmas specials or whatever, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's just not a time for active viewing of television.
Dude, starting the first week in December, companies start having Christmas parties. It's just the way it goes. Schools are starting to have little Christmas things every week, and people are busy right now, man. And
people are working late. They work in retail.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
yeah. People working late, trying to make extra money, overtime.
Yeah,
That's how it goes, man. That's fucking life. So
Exactly.
anyway, I think it's time to get out of here. Once again, got to be up at 5:30. So let me go ahead and play this final music that we always play, the old Take Your Drunken Ass Home. And Eric, go ahead and kick us off, man.
Everything Unscripted podcast on blogtalkradio.com/Everything Unscripted podcast. On Friday nights, Unscripted Wrestling Show. On Saturday, the Unlimited Show. And then Sunday, Scaredy Cat. And Tuesday and Wednesday, the NFL Hard Hits.
All right. There we go. Which brings us to the high marks, of course. That's right. It's Cheeseman Mojo and G Wiz. And you can find them on the Mixler. Right here, Mixler.com/Metal Mitt Network. That's right. There's 2 T's in Mitt. And you can find them Sunday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely go head over and check them out. And, of course, you got Bobby Anthem and Bobby Blades, the Inhumans. They are the Inhuman Experience. You definitely want to subscribe to them anywhere that you get your podcast from. And, of course, we got Stephen Milani sharing the show, Letterboxd, BOXD.com/Stephen Milan, 2 L's in Milan. Find him over there reviewing movies. And, like I said, Hollywood Hangout, I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to do one. If not, maybe I'll jump on Sunday and get one done. One way or the other, I'll figure out what's going on one way or the other. It might be tough for me to do one. So, anyway, Smart, roll it out, man.
Yes, sir. Mondays, 8:30 p.m. on the Metal Bit Podcast Network on the Mixler Machine. It is Cheese on Sports with Cheeseman G Wiz, Luke Burge, and myself. Be sure to check us out live or wherever you get your podcasts. Also, Sundays, 2:30 p.m. Be sure to check out the Mo Dirk City Machine Guns with Mojo and Dirk. And last but not least, be sure to check out our friends at Planet Rack on Tour. It's Planet Rack on Tour podcast with Bobby Anthem, Papa Dave, Sincere, and Young Nasty. All 16 episodes of Season 1 are available for you right now. And be sure to subscribe for Season 2 as it rolls on out.
All right. There we go. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And see you.
Adios.
What to do with yourself? Take your drunken ass home.